lineman, and Dak spits down towards the ground, but in the direction of the Eagles with Carter, who had walked over there, and that begins the interaction of the two. Prescott's spit was down.
Hello, I've got lots to share with you today on Heartbeat Harmonies, and we're going to end with a wrap, but we're going to start with the Eagles football team. I come from a long line of Eagles fans, starting with my grandfather. He loved the Eagles so much, he always had on his Eagles baseball cap. And actually, way back in the day, I used to be married to an NFL football player that played for the 49ers. So I brought my grandfather out to San Francisco when the Eagles played the 49ers, and he was in all his glory, in all of his Eagles gear, with his Eagles hat right in the middle of all the 49er families. And when the Eagles would score, he'd go, "Oh, that's my Eagles." I was like, "Pop, you can't be doing that." But what was really cool is when after the game, we were watching the players walk out, and the Eagles were getting on the bus to head back to the airport, and Herschel Walker came over and gave my grandfather a hug. Of course, I had to yell, "Herschel, Herschel." And I told him what a huge fan my grandfather was, and he just engulfed him. And that was one of the most wonderful memories of my life. So I used to actually take the girls from the inner city. There was an inner city girls club to the 49er games, and we'd take them into the tailgate, and they loved it. There was a player named Ricky Waters who would always come by our car because I made his favorite spinach dip. And I have a picture of them in front of Jerry Rice's red sports car with its license plate that says Flash One on it. So, and of course, the girls, they didn't care anything about the football game. They just wanted to meet the cheerleaders. So we made that happen too. But anyway, I digress. I want to talk to you about what happened last night in the football game with the Eagles versus the Cowboys. Jalen Carter spit on the quarterback, and he might have been provoked, he might not have, but he seems to be, very remorseful, and he regrets what he did and very humble. But the internet is just exploding with criticism, of course. And, it's not right what he did. But I think he was probably unconscious at the time. He wasn't thinking, just so revved up and ready to play that game. And there you go. And so that is what D1P is all about. It's about preparing our kids, preparing these players. I mean, he's not a very old man. He's got a lot to learn, Jalen Carter, right? And I'm not saying what he did was right, but what I'm saying, now he can learn from it and he can teach others. And that's exactly what we're doing at D1 Productions. The name is D1 Productions because we're developing Division I people, not just athletes, because this world needs leaders who are going to wake up and be aware of what's going on all around the globe. A lot of times I've heard people say, just get people drunk and put them in the Coliseum, and then we can rob them blind. And that's sort of what I believe is going on ever since I started working with my virtual assistant in Pakistan, Samir. I've seen such a bigger picture of what is going on in the world. And he actually told me about an athlete they have in Pakistan who was an amazing cricket player, Imran Khan. And when Samir talked about Imran Khan, he would just light up because Imran was someone that took his notoriety, fame, and his fortune from being a sports star and did phenomenal things for his country, including building a hospital for cancer patients and so many other things. So please look up Imran Khan, because I don't think it's a coincidence that Samir and I were paired together for this mission. So I I wrote this rap. I'm just going to speak it to you today. I'm going to eventually put it to some music, because that's what Heartbeat Harmonies is all about, is we're getting messages across with music and good vibes. And it's just part of D1 Productions, where we are creating leaders by first training the trainer. That would be the youth counselor, student government, ROTC, right? With these messages, break that grip, and lessons from the ocean of life. Those are the first two. We've got two others coming up as well, where they learn to, number one, break the grip of anxiety, guilt, and shame, which is something that Jalen Carter is going to probably do. No matter how much money a person makes, they're not um, they're still going to feel disappointed in themselves and guilty. And so we're no good when we're feeling that way towards ourselves. We're not good towards ourselves, and then we're not good towards others. And then how to become a better responder by taking that breath. And we use hands only CPR, and those steps are the same steps you can use to respond in an emergency, or when your temperature is really rising, like before a big NFL football game that everybody makes such a big deal over. So this leads me right into the rap. My new rap, I don't even have a name for it. So maybe anybody out there that's listening can give me a name for this brand new rap. You know, I've got my CPR rap, ocean safety rap, drug-free rap, and a lot of songs, but I love to rhyme. And so when I wake up in the morning, my brain's in pain. I wonder, can I sustain? I give my mind time to climb. Many reasons I can find to carry on living strong. This dream inside can't be wrong. Looking back in time, we find evil tried to turn the tide from love and laughter, joy and fun, to rules that make us want to run. Trapped inside their wicked plan to break our hearts and steal the land, taking life and liberty, rewriting books and history, to conquer man, their evil plan, control them all, forced to fall. But there are a few who understand the ones to come need to run with faith and grace, that good will prevail and chart another course to sail, where greed and pride take a seat, who recognize and delete the glamour and the gluttony. Come together and restore, slam the door, help the poor. They're dying, women, children, husband, wife, while we play games and call it life. We cheer, drink beer, worship idols far and near, while they hatch plans to steal more land. Pay attention, break the spell, rise above this, can't you tell? Wake up, people, all around the earth. It's way past time to think rebirth. Or keep the patterns set long ago to hide the truth so only a few would know. Now in the hands of an evil core, let's come together and discover more. All right, so I believe that the more people that pay attention to what's really going on in the world, it's so great to have sports and cheer, and that's actually proven to reduce aggression in a society, right? But we can't take it too far, because there is this evil core that is trying to divide our families, divide our communities, divide our nation. And a great place that we can see that happening is in one of our most favorite pastimes, and that is sports. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a community, an activity that brings us all together. So I challenge Jalen Carter to make something really good come out of the mistake he made last night. All right, thanks for listening. Tune in for more fun, raps, inspirational messages, and music writing. And think about sponsoring a book for the schools because, like I said, the student government and the student leaders will learn these messages. They will then teach them to, say, the middle school, right? And then the middle schoolers will take home these books that say generously provided by on the back for whoever wants to get their business name around, or maybe it's just a person who wants to sponsor these great messages. The kids will take them home to work on these awesome activities with their younger siblings and families. All right, have a great weekend and go birds.